And while we dedicate the last Saturdays in the month on the show to questions and answers, this particular edition, being the month of March, which is specially dedicated to conversations about domestic abuse and violence. We're going to be having that conversation as we take your questions on the show this morning, all right? It's a month of March specially dedicated to conversations on this particular show on awareness, creating awareness, and of course joining our voices to the good fight to end all forms of domestic abuse and violence. 2 Saturdays ago when we introduced the conversation, my guest, Olumide Kairi-Omoshibi, whom you'd hear in a moment, reeled out to us the different types of abuse that exist, you know, from emotional to financial to, of course, the physical that we know, the sexual that we know, and there's also cultural abuse as well. So we're going to continue on that path today. We also have a guest joining us live in the studio this morning. We'll meet her shortly, and we'll be making some phone calls as well as the show progresses. So without further ado, good morning to you, my guest. How are you today?
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too.
How are you?
I'm well, thank God. How are you? How is your family?
We thank God.
So,
Great.
that's great. So you're hearing the voice of Olumide Kairi-Omoshibi. He's a lawyer and the CEO of Gnosis Initiative. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, everyone. Again, thank you for waking up early to listen to our program. I always deeply appreciative. Straight to the point today because we have a lot of things to touch. For those who have been listening to our program for a while, you would know that the month of March is totally dedicated to domestic violence and abuse. And this is for the sole reason that I have found that in Nigeria, the month of March determines the curve of abuse in the year. My study and research spans back from 2012, that is 11 years now. That was when my research began, and I found out that March is the awakening of deadly domestic violence and abuse for the year. Now, this month alone, the month of March, we have lost 36 women in 21 days.
36 women?
Yes, by the 21st. Us. And you know that these are some reported cases, some we got by reports, and it is terrible. We lost one man that I am aware of, I think on the 2nd of March, but it has been predominantly women. The figures are grossly undercalculated because we have no means of getting the actual figures, but as it is now, we have 36. March in Nigeria has become a deadly month, and it's like the opening of Pandora's box. On the 18th of this month, a 75-year-old grandmother in Ondo State set her son's wife, and her grandchildren ablaze in the house. Her son's name is Victor, the wife's name is Rachel, and the 2 children, Toluwani and Blessed, were in the house at night. She got some dry palm fronds and a little petrol her son kept in a gallon for the generator. She spread it around the house and set it on fire. When she was asked why she did it, she said her son and her wife were starving her. So she burnt an entire generation. I think one of the children survived and is in intensive care.
Did she burn her son too?
Yes.
The entire family?
The son, the wife, and the 2 children, but one survived and is in intensive care now. Now, further investigations showed that 18 out of these 36 had left their abusive marriages and came back for 2 major reasons. The first, because they did not have the means of income to sustain themselves and the children. Second, because their religious leaders and family members told them to go back. Sadly, today, I want to dedicate today's program to one of our listeners who was killed by her husband as we were having the show on Saturday the 11th. It was very early hours. Just the Saturday before the governorship elections, we missed one Saturday last week. She was one of our listeners, and she chatted me up on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. That was I think it was late last year, and she told me she was in an abusive marriage, and I gave her some tips. She kept, we kept in touch, but I was called immediately after the show that she had been killed at the hands of her husband early, and that is one of our listeners. Her name is Mrs. Fumi Hosanna. So I want to dedicate today especially to Mrs. Fumi Hosanna. I want to make a call to one of her friends and the family, especially the family that introduced her to my program. I want us to place a call. Okay, while Madam Onyinye is doing that, there is a special kind of pain when, you think you are used to it. People that I know, how is it that you can be by a stream yet die of thirst? Somebody like me, you listen to me on the program, and yet you still succumb to death in the hands of a spouse. This is really, it's different if you don't know, but when you start burying people you know all the time. Do we have them online?
No, not yet. I'm still trying.
Okay.
This is really, really sad. While the show was going on.
Early in the morning, around 4 a.m., the fight started. These were the words of the daughter.
Unfortunately, that number is not going through. I guess we'll keep trying during the course of the conversation. But if you can try another means of excuse me, reaching out. Unfortunately, it's not connecting in the end. That's really tragic and really sad. Honestly. And then you mentioned that you heard what she was about to when this happened?
Yes, especially from this couple who introduced her to my show. They, even the husband had, the man had put some money aside. People had contributed money to, okay, I think I have. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. How are you, sir? Mr. Edet, I want to really specially appreciate you for coming on air to talk to us. And also, the grief is special to me, but more to you because you are someone that was in direct contact with her. So today I want to just dedicate some 3-4 minutes to her before we proceed on this show. Please, can you tell me what exactly happened?
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today.
Like I told you earlier, after the mention program, my wife got a call from the administrators of my son's school. But my son's teacher had been murdered, and we were all shocked. It was never of the people when I murdered. Asked my wife to hurry up now. My wife had had this response.
Okay, please, your voice, could you speak a little louder? Your voice is a bit muffled. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yes, my wife had visited the church where I was trying to do it. So I'm taking down to the house, met crowd, having to place was like the crowd was just too much. And people were crying, shouting, throwing stones, participating, because the part of the that was outside activities to come out of the house. We took the intervention of several men in the community before came out of the house. And then upon arrival of the police, we took the cops. We got the cops out. But before they could meet with the cops, the people needed to mark for the body of the woman that committed the organic who was my son's teacher for her death. So marks were seen all over her body, and the marks suggested she was that would gain of something.
Okay.
And then I also noticed the mark on the neck. And after a while, the daughter of the husband, that the daughter of the husband, confessed that the father had taken the wife to the area of the facility that between 4 and 6. Tied the cable around her neck.
Tie the cable.
Yes. And then the cable around her neck. And then left the death of the woman. And upon realizing that the man had died, he called the nurse to her actually to come down and look at the wife. But he tried to open the nurse, saying that she was responsible for the death.
Can you imagine?
Raise an alarm before the community would know what had happened. So because the solution, the man had been victim, and he was taken to take the police station. Then on Monday, we learned that he had been transferred to my people. So, yes, and the one was 24 years of age, so my father's teacher.
How many children did she have? Sorry.
She had 3 children before he started there.
How old are the children, please?
And they are ages 10, 8, and 6. 10 and 6.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Many pictures I sent to you on the chat, those pictures before
Yeah.
saw her body at the back of the image and it was actually
Sorry, sir. Okay. In fact, sorry. How long had this abuse been going on?
We can't quite say, but I noticed I was told that I just want to that it's been on for long, but we didn't know. It's been on for long. And that's one of the reasons why I introduced myself from that, because the point my wife told me to understand this was now attack and that kind of stuff. That was all we knew of her death. But after her death, neighbors and very close friends who live next to her said she was planning to take the hospital out. And the several times they are taking her and they are passed out.
Okay.
Particular one which happened on Saturday, 11th.
You know, is your wife there?
She has left there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for speaking with us,
Instead,
Mr.
God
Ede.
bless you and may the soul of. Okay.
There's something also forgot to add by that time.
Okay. All right.
Not having been looked in by the particular man had to pay actually talk 15,000 naira and then.
Who had to bail?
Oh, the nurse.
The nurse had to bail herself for 60,000 naira. What police station is that? Ijede police station.
Taking 60,000 naira from an innocent person, which was my imagination. Woman was waited to check on patient. The mother was her patient. She treated her and told me never start my malaria.
That is the police force we have come to. You know, you meet some policemen, they do their jobs professionally. You meet some They are worse than criminals. It's just unfortunate. They exploit every situation and give the Nigerian police a bad name. It is well. Thank you very much. I can imagine. Thank you very much, sir. Because of time, we have to really move forward. Thank you. God bless you, sir. May the soul of their departed rest in peace.
So sorry for you. I mean, I've been quiet most of the time because
when we talk about domestic violence and abuse, people are like, it is. Let me go to this. The investigations that we had with, found out from about 18 of the 36 women that have died this month, revealed that, they had once left but came back. And some of them came back because no money. Some came back because of persuasion from family members and their spiritual leaders. Now, it is very amazing. Women, the beginning of your death, your destruction, your affliction is when you marry and you don't have a job. You have nothing that brings you an income. You can be a job, it can be a skill, it can be a talent, and you marry. It is the shortest cut to domestic violence and abuse. The other side to this is that some of you had jobs, but your husband will now tell you you have to leave that job. I'm married to a woman who her first husband told her to choose between her job and her marriage. And then when it became an issue, it became one church issue, and they would say, so will you choose your job over your marriage? Would you choose your... Listen, you cannot be without a means of income, because if anything happens, two things can happen to you. First of all, if that man who promised to take care of you, and he's actually taking care of you, dies suddenly or loses his job, then what happens? What happens, ladies and gentlemen? That is where you find children who are going to good schools. Then the death of their father, they would withdraw and start going to public schools because the wife has nothing to contribute. Then for your own sake, because you don't know how your marriage will end, we marry with the best intentions. You cannot be jobless. I gave you 7 character traits you cannot marry. One of it is a jobless spouse. Unemployed, unemployable, no skill, no talent. You see, unemployment simply means you have no job, but you have the education, qualification, or skill required to get a job, but you don't have one, and most likely you are looking for. That is unemployed. Then there's the unemployable, which means they have no education, no skill, no talent to get a job or do anything. And I tell men, you cannot marry women who are unemployable. Some people are unemployable because of their character. I know last year a man came to me, his wife lost 3 jobs in 2 months because she fights everywhere. So their character makes them unemployable. Do you understand? You want to get a job from me and I say you should bring your previous place of employment, and I see that you were sad because I won't employ you. So the issue is that you cannot, if anybody tells you to choose between your job and your marriage, choose your job. I tell you tell them I said it. Because to disenfranchise a woman, make her a dependent at your whim, at your caprice. The day you don't have, well, she doesn't have. A woman was talking to me 2 years ago. She was a deputy director. The husband insisted she left her job. And then when she left the job, anytime there is a fight, the man will not drop anything. To her period, there are times when they have an argument and she is in her period, he will not even drop allowance that she would use to buy her sanitary items. So she said the lowest point in her life was when she just gave birth, and the mother of her husband came to do Omugo. That the mother will be supporting her husband, that you are even spoiling her, that she doesn't work enough. So one day while her period started, her husband was not talking to her, and she told that she was breastfeeding while bleeding in her period. So she was using a towel to hold her menses and breastfeeding the baby, that the baby's legs were soiled in blood, as in because she was holding the towel and breastfeeding. Can you imagine that? She looked at herself, someone that was a deputy director that was giving people money. And at the end of the day, she was sent out of the house where she was begging because she had nowhere to go. She didn't have any money to fall back on. You have to tell any man that wants to marry you that you will work. You will not be, you went to primary school, you went to secondary school, you went to the university, only to come and start cooking beans and sweeping the floor in the house. And then you now will now send, that same man that told you to leave the job will now send his own daughter to school. Why is he sending her to school if at the end of the day it is the kitchen? Why don't we save that money and use to do something better? If you want to send your own daughter to school, but tell the mother not to work. Men, stop marrying women that have nothing to offer. Look at you. You are bringing nothing to the table. The Bible tells you can two work together unless they agree. Two are definitely better than one, because when one falls, the other will be able to raise. How are you a helpmeet when you have no help to meet with? That is, if anything happens to the man, that is the end. But we are talking about women now who left their marriages, came back because they had nothing. Some of them had jobs before, but because of their marriage, they had to step down. You see, if your job is they say the job is too stressful, they don't see you. Leave that job for another job, but not leave the job for the house. You cannot leave your job. That is why 18 women are there today, because they had nowhere to go. They had nowhere, no money. Everybody, no family. Family that you are even the one giving money to. After you don't have work, who would you ask? Then the second reason are those spiritual leaders and family members who tell you to go back and pray and tell you God hates divorce. You have to be patient. Love is long suffering. Let me tell you, there's a difference between long suffering and to suffer long. Long suffering is as a result of your faith. Do you understand? This is not a test of your faith. This is a test of your marriage. If it is not working, it is not working. You see, I have a problem with people who carry the Bible and think that the Bible is a qualification to tell people how to spend money, to now be an advisor, a financial advisor, you become a a therapist, you become a consultant in domestic violence and abuse. People want to open businesses, they have to come and pray. You have to go there and give them a vision on how to do the business. The Bible is not for that. The Bible is not a qualification. When you think, oh, he's our pastor, he's our this, a lot of these people are not qualified to even have an opinion, because they don't know anything about the issue. Now, a lot of people have died from religion because of this. You keep sending them back. You have no knowledge about what domestic violence and abuse is. You don't know the kind of danger you are putting people in. Now, they are dead. My question to you, now, did they die for God or die because of God? These people you send back into the marriage, and now they are dead. Did they die for God or did they die because of God? The Bible says in Proverbs 22:3, a wise man sees trouble from afar and hides himself, but the simple walk into it and are punished. I want to move very fast. You see, the issue I have here, the second major reason why people went back or go back, family members. It is very funny where you give your life's decisions to people who are not going through your problem or have no experience to speak about your problem. People who will go back to their homes and sleep, whereas in your own home, it is beating. I don't know what to say. How do you make your decision? How do you give your own life to the whims and the ignorance of other people who will tell you things like every family has theirs, everybody knows what they are, you have to be patient, and they send you back and they tell you to go back, and you yourself, you pack your bags. No, sir. Don't let people give you the food they cannot serve their own children. They will give you to eat. Why would you? Can't you think about your life, your own safety? Now, these same people are going to come to the funeral service of these people, of these are ones that we have lost, and now give their own, she was a good person, or she was a good this. They would exclude the fact that they were the ones that sent you back to die. But the issue is that other people will now raise your children. Your son will call another woman mother. Your daughter will call another man father. Oh, that is the point. When you die and leave your children behind, now it has come home to one of our listeners, leaving 3 children behind. Pastors, I keep telling people that, pastors, you need to go and educate yourself on domestic violence and abuse and stop being accessories to murder. Carrying a Bible does not make you wise. Prayers doesn't teach you how to drive a car. It doesn't give you it doesn't qualify you for professional advice. The Bible doesn't teach you how to fly a plane. You need to learn. You know what? Let me explain it in another way. It is because people carry the Bible just qualifies them automatically to give you marriage advice, to give you financial advice, to tell you how to do. Let's make a call. Let's make a call. She used to put the Bible, just to carry the Bible, okay?
Hello, I used to on the line. She hung up. Let me call her back. We're texting at the moment, so she's expecting a call now.
I want to make a call to prove. I don't know how else to prove this point to you.
Am I allowed to reveal the identity of this?
No, I would. Don't worry. I would give that one to me.
All right. Apologies. Hopefully she picks up really quickly. Awesome. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello.
Are you? Is it the right number?
It is the right number. It does that sometimes. Redirect the call, because I'm trying to get it, because this call was
okay.
This call
Let me.
was
I would also
work on your end. Say apologies, my dear listener. Technology likes to do this thing. What we shall prevail. Let's hope it gets to the right recipient this time. All right, hello, good morning. Oh, maybe we should try from another line, maybe? I think so. I think we should try from another line, because this doesn't seem to be working.
Yes. Hello, good
Hi,
morning.
good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for picking our call. My name is Onyinyechi Komakama, calling from 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hi,
Good morning. All right, let me allow you to speak with a more familiar voice. Could you please turn off your radio?
Could you turn off
where you are,
the radio,
please?
please?
yes,
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yeah, where wrong? I'm fine, thank you. Okay, you guys are up.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, is Irelua up, please?
Oh, yes, he is.
Please, can you put him on the line?
Okay, so for context, this is Barrister Lumide's wife on the phone, and Ire is their son, who is about to come. Ire is their son, who is about to come on air. All right. So for context, for those who might be lost.
Hello, Irelua, how are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are up, Abby.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Irelua, how old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12. You're 12 years old.
Yes.
Okay. How many chapters of the Bible have you read?
Everything.
You've read from Genesis to Revelations.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old were you when you finished reading the Bible from Genesis to Revelations?
10.
Okay. So you were 10 years old. You have already read the Bible back to back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please hold on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, my son has read the Bible from Genesis to Revelations, and he did that while he was 10. So now, automatically, this qualifies him now at 12 to be giving you advice, Abi? To be giving you advice about your marriage, to be giving you advice about your job, to be giving you advice about your difficulties. So maybe I will keep him online. When people call in, I will have I'll have my son give them advice, simply because he has read the Bible back to back and he can quote anything from the Bible. Do you understand that some level of experience and knowledge is also needed in addition to this before he can start giving advice? You know, if this were another party now, it would be like, this boy has read the Bible, but maybe he's a prophet. Maybe, you know, he would now give him one position. Do you understand what I'm saying? How else can I explain to you that the Bible is the most sold book in history? So everybody has it. It is not a qualification. Everybody has it. Irelua, thank you very much. Give the phone back to your mom. Yeah, whichever. All right. So, sorry to disturb everybody. I'll talk to you later. All right. Okay, thank you.
All right, interesting choice of analogy there. We already have a couple of messages coming in and wondering, I'll just paraphrase, I've seen about two sort of speaking to the same question. People are wondering why, for example, let me just read verbatim. This person didn't tell me your name. It says, "Good morning. Why is your speaker shouting Bible, Bible, like church is the only spiritual house that gives?"
I don't even need to. You see, some level of intelligence is required when you want to ask me a question. I've chosen not to answer unintelligent questions. Now I'm talking about the cause of some people's deaths, which really goes back to spiritual houses telling people in domestic violence and abuse to go back. This is from what we have gathered of people that died this month. Now you are asking me the question that why is it church, why is it Bible? Because it keeps happening. Stop sending people saying that God hates divorce. Stop sending them back into abusive marriages. And then daddy and mommy, brother, sister, uncle, elders, stop sending your children back into abusive marriages. We are burying them. They are dying. The worst form, you think it is all just beating. There's the emotional and psychological abuse. Most of them are depressed. Most of them are anxious. Most of them already have diseases because of anxiety. Some already have BP. We are losing a generation because you cannot go anywhere. Then because you are jobless, you don't have money to save your own self. Let me end that there. There is no other analogy I can use to explain that critical life decisions, God gave you a brain for a reason. Use that brain. Animals can detect trouble and hide. It is only humans that will go and ask people, if I should hide from trouble, or should I just stay in trouble, or should I hide? Then that person will say, don't worry, hide. God will protect you in the trouble instead of running. I don't understand. Let me move straight. We have a guest here, and still in the spirit of abuse to women. I want you all to hear this story. This is a case that we are dealing with. Her name is Madam Priscilla.
Yes, my name is Priscilla.
Good morning, Priscilla. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Priscilla, where are you from?
I'm from Edo State.
Where in Edo State?
Isham, precisely.
Isham.
Ibili.
You people are very strong people. So we have about 5 minutes. Can you briefly tell us, describe what happened to you?
Okay, my own case is the guy that's my ex fiance. Let me put it that way. He was introduced by my auntie to me, and my auntie also told me about the guy, that the guy is a good person, that he knows the guy to his family's house, that is a well brought up child and all that. So he said I should please, that he's going to give my phone number to the guy so that we can communicate. He gave my number to the guy, so we started communicating, and the intention of the guy was coming for a marriage, not a relationship. So it was just straightforward. So we started communicating, making calls, WhatsApp calls.
Had you
video
met
calls.
at this point, or it was just
No, we were still speaking on phone. That
you
time,
hadn't met
no,
at this point.
we have not. So we were just still talking, communicating to some months before he invited me, because me, I live in Abuja, he lives in Lagos. Before he invited me to Lagos, that I should come to pay him a visit so that we know each other properly. So we got to know each other. So he said he likes me in person and all that, because normally we have just been talking on phone and all that. So he even followed me to see my elder sister as a form of introduction that the person I'm saying I'm really interested in her, I'm willing to marry her, of which he told them. They asked him question, are you sure what you saw you liked? He said yes, that he loves it. So before I went back to Abuja. So when I went back to Abuja, we were still talking on phone, we were still communicating and all that. So he told me that since we are getting married soon, because he told me that we'll get married this February that just passed now.
2023.
Yes, 2023. Yes, that was October. He asked me October last year. He asked me to move to Lagos since we are getting married soon, so that we can plan together, do everything together. Because me, I'm a fashion designer. I make men clothes. I said, okay, no problem. If that will make the relationship to go faster, plan together, since we are getting married, no problem. He said, so if I'm coming, but those my things I have, my machine, I have to sell them because his apartment is very small. Do not occupy it. That if I sell it, that when I get to Lagos, we'll buy another one because he himself will need to look for a bigger apartment. I said, okay. But the reason why I did not that him, I trusted my auntie that introduced me to him, because that my auntie is a religious person. Because before coming to Lagos, I asked her, are you sure you know this person very well? He said yes. He assured me that yes, I follow him to his place. I said, okay, no problem. So I came. When I came, it was something else.
This is.
Describe something
Wait,
else.
how many times did you come now? You came the first time you met him?
Yes, I came the first time we met. We discussed, followed me to go and see my sister. My moving to Lagos was the second time so that we can plan together. So when I came, it was hell. Normally before, when I hear that women are in violent relationship by beating, I thought that is the worst thing that you can ever feel in life. I never knew that emotional abuse is worst.
So upon you coming to Lagos, had you sold all your machines?
I've sold those things. When I sold them, he even asked me to borrow him the money.
Oh, wow.
I borrowed him the money knowing that I'm coming to his place. Because I was thinking that maybe if I did not give him the money now, that might be an excuse that, apart from he's not doing it again, he will say, so you are coming to my place, my accommodation and all that, you are going to, you understand? So being that we are planning together, and he assured me that when I come, he will add to it to get a better one here. So
buy machines.
yes, we'll buy
Okay.
a better one because
So-
of the stress of coming, because he was emphasizing on stress that you don't
Of
need to
carrying
pass.
machines into a car and transporting it here, so,
with my
okay,
load. So he
okay,
said I should not, I don't need to pass through all the stress. But when I came here in Lagos, it was something else. And then this man, he will be the one to go to market, he will be the one to cook. At times when he cooks stew, he will remove all the meat and leave empty stew. No.
Sorry.
It will, as in the food he cook in the house most is beans
Okay.
and stew.
Sorry, it's the stew that he will cook a pot of stew
He will cook a pot of stew
and remove the meat.
and remove the meat.
Where will he put the meat?
He will put it, he hide it inside the freezer.
So that you will not eat it.
Yes.
So-
Yes. You cannot go there before he removing the meat from the stew. He doesn't want you to touch it. So he will not touch it. Then he will go to work on Monday, he will come back on Wednesday. When he comes back on Wednesday, maybe he will collect one from inside and put inside the stew.
For himself to eat.
Wait, what do you
At
eat?
times he will put two. He will put two. Maybe when he collect one, the other one, anybody that goes there first, because we are three in the house, me, him, and his younger brother.
Wait.
We live in one small room.
You didn't
together.
see that he was not living alone before you came?
No, I saw that he was. No, I knew that he was not living alone before I came, because he has assured me that we'll move to a bigger apartment when I come.
But then when you came?
When I came, it was
So
story
different
as
thing.
seeing different things, as in the kind of behavior. The only thing, apart from the emotional trauma, the only thing that has made it not to resort to violence is that if he's angry, he's raising his voice. Even if he's the one wrong, I will say, I'm sorry, sir.
And you will calm down.
I'm sorry, sir. I will be the one apologizing when he's wrong. If not,
I
maybe
don't-
Have you thought,
if
have you
not,
thought about
don't-
have you thought about
if not-
leaving, going back to Abuja and starting all over?
no, the only reason why I'm still in Lagos, I applied for my, since I was making men clothes, so I said, let me make it unisex.
Okay.
So I applied for learning of the female own, of which when I just came, he, as in using that one to welcome me, I said, okay, since there's no money, when I came, I saw there's no money to go and rent shop and all those things he was promising. I said, okay, instead of just staying like that, doing nothing, let me just use this opportunity to go and learn the female
Wait,
ways.
I don't understand. So in the house, what do you do now? Okay, this was how long ago?
This was, it was since December last year, he told me that he's no longer interested.
Okay, he said he's not interested.
Yeah, they said, it's barely 2 months I came. He told me that he
What about
did
the
not
money
want-
you've already
he
made?
did not want- Yes, he paid the money back.
So
And it was the money I've been using to survive myself since that time to now, because he doesn't drop money in the house. I said he's the one that goes to market and cook. Maybe the days I will not be around, there will be nothing.
he would not cook. So you don't really eat.
Not much.
His
Not
brother
much.
too, or his brother used to
Not
fend
much.
for himself. His
Yes,
brother-
that one too. When he goes to work, he'll buy food for himself.
Ah,
So when it comes around, that is when he will cook, and he doesn't stay that much in the house.
How do you mean it
He will
doesn't
go,
stay?
he will go to work on Monday, will come
On
back on
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Then on Friday, we'll go back and come back
So
on Saturday.
on Tuesday you will not eat.
On Tuesday, I'll be the one to feed myself.
Ah.
So those days I will not be around, I'll be the one to feed myself. So the thing has getting out of hand. When I talk to him, he doesn't respond. You
So
understand?
how do you even go back now? Where do you go from here? You sold all your,
That is the problem now.
what about your accommodation in
The rentage has expired.
Do you have any family in Abuja you can go back to? Any
No,
friends?
I don't have any family there. So this guy just planned to ruin my life.
So out of nowhere, he just said he's not doing it again.
What
Can
if-
you give you a
Thank
reason
you,
why?
Thank you for that question.
Okay.
As in, for him to tell me that he doesn't want the relationship again, just barely 2 months. What happened? Did I do something wrong? Because knowing two people coming from different family, there might be what this person is doing that. So I asked him, is there anything I'm doing that you don't like? He said no. There's nothing. I said, so what is the problem? Okay, what is the reason of breaking the relationship? He said he did not love me. He was thinking that if I come to Lagos, that is when the love will come. He said, but my coming to Lagos now, the love is still,
So
did
he
not
was
have
using
that
you to do
feeling.
gamble, and with your life after you had sold
Yes.
everything that was giving you money, you want
Yes.
to meet your your
So-
auntie, uncle.
And all this
The auntie that orchestrated this whole meeting, please, where is she now?
I went to tell her, look at what this guy has done. He said, she asked me what did I want. I said, fine. If that is the case, he said he did not want the relationship again. I can't impose myself on him or force myself on a man. So let him settle me. Before I came, I was living in a self-contained.
You were doing well. You had
Of
your
which
business
I have,
going
yes,
for you.
I have an evidence, I have a proof. I have customers that are there. So
You were
Coming
doing,
all in the name
obviously,
of-
for you to be staying in Abuja by
yes,
yourself. You
yes,
were doing.
self-contained. I have my landlady's number, I have my pastor's number, I make clothes for them. You understand? So coming to this place all in the name of to settle down.
Wait, have you told your aunt what happened?
Yes, sir. I even went to meet her
What did she
and
do
tell her
about
that,
it?
look at you. She asked me, what did I want? I told her that what I want is that let the guy settle me so that I can leave. It needs to
But if
settle
he's not,
because
yeah,
I-
if he's
Not
not
to have
doing it,
somebody
it's
to
okay.
go back
yes,
and start
yes,
over.
you can't-
because, okay, if I want to leave now, where will I go to? Which house?
Which money?
And already now I'm learning a work. Will I quit the work that I've
No,
done for
let us
and
even
go
leave
to-
the work.
Okay,
Let's
so
even
where
leave
do
the
we?
work.
How do I sustain myself? Where do I start from?
Where do you start from? That is the.
And the painful part, the one that is killing me inside, is that he's just behaving as if nothing happened. Did you know that he told me that he needs a privacy? I now ask him that, did you know you are the one that asked me to come to Lagos? So why will you be telling me that you need a privacy because you want to bring?
Sorry.
He finally brought a woman to the house, to one room.
Where his
There's
brother
no
is
chair
living
in the
already.
house. There's no chair in the house. 3 of us was on top of the bed. Me, him, and the girl.
Your auntie. Your auntie. What did she say?
She said she would need to discuss with her daughter because it's her daughter that is friend to him.
Okay, the story has changed. I thought she said she knew him to his place.
Yes, so.
Give me the auntie's number.
Fine.
Give me the auntie's number.
Let me give you her number.
What is her name?
Her name is Stella, but she's popularly known as Mommy Jude.
Mommy Jude.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Mommy Jude, good morning. My name is Olumide Kayode Omoshebi. Can you hear me? I said my name is Olumide Kayode Omoshebi. Are you Priscilla's auntie? Priscilla. Priscilla, yes. Yes. You are Priscilla's auntie, ma'am? What happened? Are you aware of what the gentleman is doing to her, ma'am? I think she said she had told you how the man had made her suffer and all that in the house. Are you aware, ma'am?
No, yes.
Which one? Yes or no? She's.
Some change to it. So we talked last week. I talked to her last week.
Okay, ma'am. Have you done anything about it? You know that this girl does not eat. I run a foundation. We help people like this, and we found out that this girl has not been eating in the house. The man, you are the one that introduced the man to her, and now the man is driving her out to the street. No food, no money. She has sold everything she has. So what are you, Mama? What are you going to do about this matter now?
Okay, thank you. I will call him.
You will call him when?
I will call him. Now, I will call him. I will call him.
Okay, I will call you back in another 2 hours, ma'am, because this matter is becoming something else. A woman like this cannot be walking around the streets of Lagos. She came from Abuja. And when you heard this, when she told you this, you should have done something about it because you are the one that introduced this man to her.
I'm the one that introduced it to her. When I introduced this man to her, before she left Abuja and sold all her things and started coming to Lagos, she never told me anything. That she sold all her property and she's coming to Abuja.
Okay,
When she came, she went to her senior sister place with the man and they discussed. After the discussion and everything, I didn't know about it. I told her I introduced the man to her because I know the man very well. I know the parents.
And you know it is because of. Okay.
All right.
I know the father, I know the mother.
While that's happening, I need to go on a break.
The parents take care of me. When I gave birth to my baby, and the mother was in my family, you understand? In this Lagos, the man and my daughter will do service. When my daughter finished HND, was looking for where he was doing service. The man met. He was just telling me about the man. So I told him that okay, if the man is a good person, what I can do to bring the man, let us do. When he brought him, I called him, I called him. I do not know that you is your parents. The man said, this is my parents, live in Ghana. This and this. So then I said, you know very well, you know your mother very well. What about your mother? She died 10 years ago. I said, okay, the only thing that I can use to help you is that if you have money, where would you have? That is how I using the phone. And got money, I got half a slot of money.
You know that he's even bringing another woman into the house. Wait, hold on, ma. The man has told her to leave, and he's even bringing another woman to stay with them in the house, on the same bed, in that small room.
There's no problem. You understand that? My daughter, my senior sister daughter, she made a big meeting. The next she came to my house, I told her that you could have told me. And she now took the man to the old senior sister that has the same father as the mother. They now discussed and everything that we are going to.
He said he wanted to marry her, that they should make preparations.
What I'm after now, and why did he say? He said the money that the money her money is with him.
No, she doesn't. No. Let me explain to you now. The man does not give her food. He has started. It's 90,000 naira. He's been returning it small by small. That's what she has been using to eat. Now there is nothing. She can't go back to Abuja because there is no. She has sold her machine. She has nothing. It's like.
She didn't tell me all of this. It's before she told me, before she left Abuja, coming to Lagos, and she didn't tell me.
I will call you.
When I told this business, I told her to pray. I said pray.
She was looking at it that it was from you. Don't worry. I will call you back now.